Welcome to this week's energy forecast. I'm Rachel Thompson-Phillips, the creator of the BEYOU Oracle Cards and also of the Sacred Oracle online program. This week's energy forecast is for March the 2nd through till March the 9th, with the overall theme being balance is the key. Let's go in and explore in a little bit more about what message comes through from each individual card that ties back into that overall theme. Monday and Tuesday is the Shadow Self card. Wednesday through till Friday is the Hope card. Now, what makes these two cards incredibly exciting is that they are both jumping cards. So if you're not sure what a jumping card means, a jumping card is a really significant message that your soul is trying to get through to you that you may have dismissed or overlooked. Okay, so that's what makes Monday through till Friday the message very, very powerful. Saturday and Sunday the card message is moon cycles. So let's go in and explore the individual cards and their soulful guidance that comes through. With Monday and Tuesday being the card of Shadow Self, and as I mentioned, it being a jumping card, the Shadow Self is about understanding that you have light and darkness, and that both aspects of self bring through something incredibly powerful, so much insightful wisdom for you to be able to learn from, and that you can't have one without the other. I always like to use the analogy when thinking of light and shadows is that the stars at night cannot shine without there being a dark night, and therefore it allows the stars to become even more luminary out in the sky, or else you wouldn't even see them if there was no darkness. So for me, the message that comes through with this Shadow Self card is about balancing out both the masculine and the feminine. The masculine is about structure when used in its most powerful resource. It's about structure, it's about planning, it's about following through, self-belief. And the feminine is about alignment and flow. But what can happen if used unresourcefully, which is that balance element, is that the masculine can come through as about push, shove, and force. And when that comes through in the feminine, that makes the feminine element become more scattered and lacking that confidence, and that's where the doubts can come in. So this week it's about how do you use that gorgeous combination of those powerful resources of both the archetypes, our sexual archetypes of the masculine and feminine. And what the element around that is that the masculine energy can be used to start any new progress, have new beginnings. And that new beginning could simply be that you are reviewing whatever it is that you're working on at the moment, but you're bringing forward a new exuberance of energy into it and allowing that masculine of self-belief and conviction and preparing and planning, which is the strategy side of things, to really get these projects and tasks up and going and finished and finalized. And through having beautiful planning and preparing allows you to be able to go, these are the steps that I want to take. Now, what is the version of self that I need to bring forward, which is that alignment and flow and that gorgeous intuitive part within your own self. And then together they can work as a gorgeous cohesive unit and therefore can get tasks completed. So it's a really beautiful reminder of how to use these archetypes to their advantage. Now, if you do happen to find that you get into a space of push, pull, force, make shit happen, get really in your face attitude within your own self, you know that you're absolutely out of alignment and flows. And this is a moment to take a step back and just take a couple of big deep breaths, reset your energy, remind yourself that structure, self-belief, and planning is your motivator, but the long-term generator of energy that's going to get these tasks done so that they're completed, so that you feel that there's a sense of completion from a sense of soul, that your soul feels like I've brought everything to these tasks and I feel incredibly satisfied and really, really proud of myself, is that alignment and flow. And therefore, you're getting to use both of these energy types to their advantage. So that's Monday and Tuesday. So it might be that time to pull out that pen and paper and start writing out like a to-do list for the week, because if you have something like that written down, you know exactly where to be able to channel your energy. And if you find that you start using the archetypes, unresourceful energy, go straight back to your planning and preparing and go, okay, take a deep breath. What is the next step for me to do? And then think about what is it in its processes that need to be taken care of. And then you fall back into that gorgeous element of, now I'm fully aligned with my projects, with my tasks and the direction that I'm going forward. And that helps you feel like you're accomplishing everything and becoming attuned into your dreams, goals and aspirations as well. So with Wednesday through till Friday, the card of hope. This is a beautiful message that comes through with that. It says, I'm actually going to read that this week. So this card message says, stars shine so bright, they highlight your willpower and determination to reach all your goals. Hope aligns you with faith to believe in yourself. So again, it definitely goes back to that analogy I used about the shadow self, about the light and darkness with the luminary stars. The stars, there is always one star out there in the sky that is always shining brightly, and that's your star. That's you. You are a shining star, and that is what your soul is trying for you to see, that there is a magnificence within you. There is something so incredibly captivating, and all of that is your incredible essence, you as a person. Now, I wrote a post the other day saying that's exactly what's been dropping into our consciousness lately, are these beautiful reminders that are coming from our soul. Now, this could be something that's coming internally, and if you're dismissing that, then it will start being presented externally through other people, where they are reminding you that you are amazing and that you are capable of doing anything, and saying all of these incredibly inspiring, beautiful, gracious compliments as a way for you to remember that's who you are at a core essence. It's not what you do, it's the person that you show up when you do those things. And the essence of who you are at that true soul core level is what defines and makes you the most beautiful, unique creature. And every single person that walks this earth is their own unique person. And the world doesn't need replicas of other people. What it needs is for you to shine your star so brightly out there in the world. And what that does is it opens your heart, that when we get stressed and worried about getting things completed, or am I on the right track, or letting your doubts get in the way, we become very contracted. Our energy becomes contracted, our thoughts become contracted, and we contract in the doubts and the fears, and then we feed off them. Yet when we hear all these amazing compliments and we really feel into acknowledging them, that allows us to come from an expansive place, and therefore cracks open your beautiful heart and allows you to work from that beautiful space. And that is when you become deeply connected with those tasks that you're wanting to get completed. You're reminded of your why you're doing them. What makes them so important? What is it that you want to share? What's the feeling that you're going to get when you've completed these tasks? These are all the essences to help you connect into, to help you stay aligned and in flow. Now, in this image of this card, you can see that the person is wearing what I always call like little John Lennon's glasses. Inside those glasses are where the stars sit. Now, the message behind that is to allow that to become your lens. The message of letting yourself shine. It's your time to shine right now. Let that become the lens. Allow yourself to remember this is about coming from that expansive space within your own self. Allow your energy to expand. Allow your dreams and goals to expand. Allow your levels of willpower and determination and self-conviction that comes through with that masculine energy of self-belief to help you get over the line to get those tasks done. And when you tap into that beautiful resource of being deeply connected to the essence of who you are, there's always that beautiful reminder of that you are here to be unique, and that is exactly what the world needs at this point. And each of the colors inside of the sunglasses, the pink and the green, are about that deep connection to cracking open up your heart. The blue in there is as you crack open up your heart, it's about being able to fully express that through your words. When someone says, why are you doing something? This is why I'm doing it. To allow people to get more understanding as to the motivation and the drive and the sincerity of why these things are so important for you. It's now time to be able to articulate them and express them to your own self, but also with others, so they get a bit of an insider view as to what that deep desire and running motivation is behind you. Now, as we lead towards the weekend, is the moon cycles. The moon cycle is about understanding that on the 9th, which will be a week Monday, is when we have the full moon. So what's going to happen is that come the weekend, your obstacles, your blocks, your resistance is going to come to the surface, because this is your window of opportunity to be able to clear them. Regardless how evolved you are, whenever you are out there and you are pursuing things that are really important for you, obstacles, blocks, and fears, they're a natural progression. And I really want you to remember that. So many times we get caught up in thinking that, when I get to that next level me, or when I'm really successful, there will be no fears and doubts. And that's really is a very false sense of untruth. So this is about also illuminating some of those untruths that we tell ourselves. The next level you is just that person within your own self that's committed to stepping into that space where you allow yourself to shine, even with your fears, doubts, and obstacles, because the next level is that they're going to be there, but you also understand that you will find all of the available resources, the people that will be able to help you, and you will be able to help move through this. So this is your opportunity on the weekend, that as these things come to the surface, those fears, doubts, and you can also see where that resistance comes in, is that moment where you can say, thank you so much for revealing this beautiful insider information to me, because I've become really awakened to what is my potential blocks and what's holding me back. And I appreciate that, because now I can really go through and look at clearing them while I can continue to move along my journey of being able to fulfill what is so deeply ingrained into my soul. What are the things that are important to me? Getting those tasks completed, feeling like you're in alignment and staying in that beautiful flow state, using both archetypes of the masculine and the feminine, and keeping that lens in which you view the world coming from a space of hope and inspiration. And that also helps keep you really grounded in the essence of whatever it is that you're working on, and keeping you deeply connected to the essence of being reminded of that incredibly unique, gorgeous soul that you are. So anything that doesn't fall into that alignment, this is your beautiful opportunity to go in and do some amazing rituals. It could be as simple as, I will actually put a link in for a Facebook Live that I did a couple of weeks ago around how to be able to clear blocks and obstacles in a really, really fun, gorgeous way. So I'll put the link in for that. It's only about the exercise itself is really fun, allows you to tap into that truth, validate those fears and doubts, but to release them and let them go in a really beautiful, fun way to honor that part within yourself. So I will add the link in for that at the end of this video as well. So if you want to be able to go in and listen to that, you can do that. But tune into your own self and ask yourself, how is it that you want to be able to release these fears and doubts? And listen to the guidance that comes through and follow that. It could be simply writing them on a piece of paper and submerging them in water. It could be burning them. It could be tearing them up and then taking all of those pieces of paper and burying them into the Mother Earth. Really feel into how is it that you would like to symbolize clearing these doubts in a beautiful ritual way that allows you to step into that self-empowerment. I'm going to allow myself to be empowered by these doubts, these fears and obstacles, rather than disempowered and feeling like something is wrong and getting caught up in that old paradigm of thinking that that next level you doesn't have that aspect within themselves. You're always going to have them, and they're an important part of your evolution of growth. So they're that moment of symbolizing an element of gratitude and empowerment, and the decision always comes back to you. So as you can see, everything is giving you the opportunity to balance things out this week. You can either get caught up in the unresourceful aspects of the archetypes, and that will take you out of balance. You can allow yourself to get consumed by the doubts, and that will take you out of balance. There are all these opportunities that would be easy to find yourself out of balance, just as much as there is as many amazing things this week that help you bring into balance, which is balancing the masculine and feminine, balancing out those fears and doubts with hope and inspiration and essence and planning and preparing and alignment and flow, and then again bringing through those releases on the weekend. So this is a beautiful moment to be able to find to bring balance. So the other little gorgeous little key thing that I would like to share, that, you know, it's easy to sit here and go balance is the key, and that's wonderful, but could be moments where you could catch yourself falling back into those old patterns, and I always think it's really powerful to be able to share ways to be able to recognize when you have and bring yourself back into sync again. So for me, one of the most powerful ways to be able to do that is the moment that we get out of balance is usually the moment that we get connected into our head and we overthink things. So the fastest way to slow down our thinking and bring ourselves back into the feeling component, being connected to our soul, is through your breath. So this is the moment to just allow all of those thoughts to be swirling around in your mind, but you close your eyes and you just breathe deeply, and therefore you disengage that anxious nervousness within you. The swirling thoughts start to slow down, and you start connecting your head with your heart and bring them to working together. And therefore, as you focus on your breath, focus on, are you feeling contracted and feeling tight and stressed and racing thoughts, or is your heart open and expansive and in flow and alignment? So when you're going through the breath, tune in to see which energy is being the driver at that point. And if it's that contraction, think about visualizing or feeling into your heart being open and expansive, and bring in those qualities and being reminded of the beautiful essences that help shape the gorgeous, unique you that you are. So I wish you an incredibly amazing week as always. Much love to you all, and please feel free to share or tag this with your friends.